We're learning that several major corporations like Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Kraft, they are now cutting ties to a conservative group that has helped state lawmakers with cut-and-paste legislation on voter identification, immigration, and so-called stand-your-ground laws. Mary Snow is looking into the story for us. Mary, what's going on here?
Well, this is a group that's more than 30 years old. It's not a household name. Good bet that most people probably don't even know about it. But liberal advocacy groups have turned their focus on the group because of the conservative legislation they push, and it's extending to corporate members. In the wake of Trayvon Martin's death, Florida's Stand Your Ground law came into the spotlight. It sparked controversy over the possibility it could shield George Zimmerman from prosecution. Now, a focus on how that law came into place has stretched to corporations who are involved with an obscure conservative group called the American Legislative Exchange Council, or Alec for short. The public pressure is being turned up by liberal advocacy groups like Color of Change.
Our members were asking us questions about Stand Your Ground and how did this law not only get in place in Florida, but around the country. And all the fingers kept pointing back to Alec. And it's not just Alec, right? Alec doesn't do its work alone. They do it with some of the biggest corporate brands in America.
Coca-Cola and Kraft are two big names that cut ties with Alec after a barrage of social media. Neither cited the attention over Stand Your Ground as a reason. Pepsi and software company Intuit also cut their ties recently. Companies can join Alec by paying as much as a $25,000 membership fee. Alec says its mission is free market and limited government. It helps copy legislation from one state to another, but some of that legislation has little to do with business. For instance, for Stand Your Ground, 15 states use the exact same language in their bills. That's according to the Sunlight Foundation. Alec itself says while it did not write Stand Your Ground, it helped spread it beyond Florida.
It is one of our model policies, but we have a broad area of policy topics, and it's really, up to a legislator of his or her particular state what their constituents need and what they find, to be the most pressing problem facing them.
Another controversial law Alec has pushed is the voter ID bill in multiple states. The group caught the attention of Tim Smith, who's in charge of social responsible investing at Walden Asset Management. He says he spoke to Coca-Cola last year along with a trade union in calling for better transparency.
Alex is out there trying to put legislation into place in states all around the country. And you've got to look very seriously at what that legislation says and whether you want your company to be associated with it.
Now, corporations that are cutting ties to Alec say they are only involved in issues that have a direct impact on their businesses and industry. But with major names cutting ties, liberal advocacy groups say they plan to continue to turn up the pressure on companies with links to Alec. Wolf?
Mary Snow reporting for us. Thanks, Mary, for that.